Hello, love. Welcome to Feeling Fridays here on the Libran Key. These are messages for the highest and the greatest good of the Empath Journey and the Empath Collective here on Mamaya. Part of the Elsh Collective, of course, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you, and or if you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. Family, thank you for being here. Sending you so much love wherever you are. And if you are finding this video for the first time, a very warm and loving welcome to you. This video is going to be different. We're not popping any cards today. I am going to simply be channeling the Venusian healing realm. And this is not going to be, I just want to, disclaimer, this is not going to be a guided meditation or any kind of astral travel to the Venusian realm. I am simply going to channel information about this realm, what it's about, the energies and frequencies connected to it, and pretty much take it from there and see what happens with very minimal preparation in any way for this. Now, I'm going to preface, before moving forward, the fact that this particular healing realm has come through before in a couple of readings, almost like a side note, in terms of it exists, it's there, it is connected to the Venusian angelic realm and the frequencies of the angelic realm. It is an etheric or an ethereal realm, as they put it. So it very much exists within frequency 5D and up is how they've been showing it to me, especially between 5, 6, and 7D is how I'm seeing it right now. Although remember that there can be different versions of this depending on the frequency of what is required in terms of the healing. Okay, so I'm just going to get right into it. First and foremost, feeling the energies here of Commander Ashtar, who is connected to the Venusians, wanting to also be here and present for this, although he seems to be kind of sitting at the sidelines right now, but I want to acknowledge his presence here and his energy right now. Thank you for being here. And the three Venusian angels that are acting sort of as my guides in a way, and by extension, our guides, to show us what this realm looks like, what it feels like, okay? Now, like I said, this is not going to be necessarily, I really want to emphasize this here, because there is a lot more depth. I believe what they're showing me, essentially, is that we're going to get a general understanding about it in terms of the energies and the frequencies. And from there on, there will be opportunity moving forward from what they show me to actually astral travel to this particular realm. Okay? That could be a future video. That could be something that will be very specific in terms of how it will be offered, because kind of coming off of the message that came out of the last video, without getting too off on a tangent about that here, they're really showing me that this is something like super specific to you, if it's going to resonate for you or not, if you feel connected to the Venusians, if you kind of feel connected to calling yourself or identifying as a Venusian starseed, having interactions even with the goddess Aphrodite, with Venus, really feeling into those energies, even the sisterhood of the rose, the lineage of the rose, okay? This is all connected to this realm. So that's really the first point that they want to bring through, okay? Secondly, they're starting off by showing me the importance of sacred geometry with regard to how we access this realm, okay? This is also a confirmation for you as well. If you've been seeing a lot of octahedrons, okay, everywhere, I'm going to attempt to draw this, okay? But this is essentially a tetrahedron times 2, right? Where we literally have, and I know that you can't really, I'm trying to do this justice, but we're looking at essentially a shape that two-dimensionally looks like a diamond, like in our card deck, okay? Except that this is in the shape of an octahedron where we have like 8 sides, okay? And they also are structured. They're showing me these octahedrons as capsules or portals. They're both actually. So they are essentially almost like the way we would look at a Merkaba and how a Merkaba works, right? A Merkaba in essence is a piece of sacred geometry. A piece of the sacred geometry is what they're saying to me, where we actually can move through it like a portal, and it simultaneously is like a capsule. It transports us. So this is also what they're giving here, is a kind of deeper understanding into how sacred geometry essentially is a portal for us to travel. We can travel through sacred geometry by looking at images of sacred geometry and imagining those images in our mind's eye, seeing those images in front of us as a way for us to actually access different realms, okay? So part of this octahedron is twofold in the sense that it is a way that we can actually teleport, is how they're showing me. Astral travel, in the highest sense, to various realms within this sacred geometry, within this structure, okay? Now, the frequencies and the energies, I should say specifically here, the light frequencies or rays that are connected to the Venusians and the Venusian healing realm is very much heart energy, pinks, golds, whites, but prism type lights, okay? And I also get green with them as well, especially to the healing realm. Now, this particular healing realm, how they're showing it to me, is very much connected to water as well. There's a lot of lush green energy, so a lot of lush green plants. And what they're showing to me right now is something that almost looks like a pool of water in front of each and every one of us. And they're inviting you actually within this sacred space and this portal of a video to close your eyes now and see before you a waterfall off to the right in the distance, coming off of this beautiful side of a mountain that's very lush and green, falling into this massive pool of water. It could be a river, it could be a lake to you, and seeing the shores around it very green. And this particular pool of water, they're saying to me, is etheric. So this is cosmic water, very much connected to, if you were familiar with the Mintakan realm or anything to do with Lemuria, the energies of this water being very light in its energy. It feels different from water here on Earth. It actually feels a lot lighter. And they're showing me the energy of almost like stardust. When you move through it, it almost feels like air passing over you. But there's a water quality to it as well. And they show that it's not, you're not really able to sink in this water. And they're almost giving me this energy, which is very Christ-like and Venusian in its translation here, of almost feeling like you're walking on it or walking through this water. Now, this is interesting because now they want me simply as an invitation to you to imagine this scene in front of you now. See it in your mind's eye. How do you want to move through this water? Do you want to dive in? Do you want to wade through it? Do you want to dance through the water, is how they're showing me. They're also showing me spirals, like doing turns and spirals, kind of like synchronized swimming in the water. Turn upon turn upon turn. And now they're giving me the image of a conch shell. This is in essence the entrance or how we move into this realm, okay? The water itself, being cosmic water, how they refer to it. It's interesting because they're bringing in the energy of selenite here, and I completely forgot to do this, but we're going to do it right now. Divine timing in all of this, right? So it feels like the energy of selenite. This water is incredibly purifying. It recalibrates your energy automatically. It also, they keep on giving me like attracts like with that. Okay, so one of the ways that we can also sort of connect with this realm and the frequency of this realm is by actually working with the energy of selenite. But adding the element of water to it in a way. And what I find is so fascinating is that selenite, I love this when there's like, because this goes back to duality, integration, and all of that, right? And the higher octave of unity and things being on a spectrum, is that selenite is actually water soluble. So we often will keep selenite away from water, and we will not cleanse selenite. Not that it necessarily needs cleansing, right? But you get my drift, right? We keep it away from water, and there's a reason for that, why it doesn't necessarily need water to be cleansed, and why the crystal itself is a crystal that doesn't necessarily need cleansing, and it can charge other things. And yet it's called selenite. Selenite connected to the moon and the energy of water, the energy of purification, right? All on a spectrum, because now they're even showing me fire and water, and in Mayan astrology, how fire and water are on the same spectrum in a sense, where they're used in purification rituals. Okay, so essentially what they're getting at here is the energy of purification and the reflection of light, the embodiment of light. And now we're going right back into biophotons. Okay, when we see light reflected on water, and this concept of light consciousness hitting our DNA. So the water, let me go back for a second here. The light hitting the water. The light is a reflection of that consciousness, the expansion of consciousness, this new age, new earth that we're moving into, hitting our DNA, which is the water. That's what it is symbolic of. And you know what's really beautiful is that they're saying to me, there's no stopping this. There's no stopping this. It's happening now. It's happening currently, okay? Even Mama Gaia herself. They're showing me Mama Gaia, her water, the fact that she's like freaking like 75% water, similar to our bodies, give or take, right? And how we are a reflection of that. We are essentially, Mama Gaia is mirroring us, and we are mirroring Mama Gaia with what is going on throughout this ascension process, throughout this evolution and consciousness here on Mama Gaia. The Venusians and this Venusian healing realm and the Venusian angelic realm have been very, amongst other star nations, have been very involved with this directly. And moving forward, if you come across images where you see light on water, especially after you've watched this video, that is a direct invitation or call to you that there's some connection here, okay? They want me to go back to the conch shell, but they also want me to bring in the other crystals I'm working with as I talk about this, because they're connected to the color and the energies that I'm bringing in here. I'm working with pink onyx here and rose quartz, okay? Along with pyrite, because we're bringing in again the alchemy of love, the alchemy of love and unity consciousness, connected to the heart space and the body. So another thing that this angelic healing realm, Venusian healing realm, because they're very intertwined and connected, is very closely connected to empaths, hence me choosing to bring it through, and them also being like, yep, big check mark to bring it through for Feeling Fridays and this particular Feeling Fridays message, because there is something in the empath makeup energetically and physically in the body that can directly benefit from this realm. And even working with these energies, these Venusian energies, these crystal energies, these color rays, I'm also going to bring in here these beautiful gifts from the Seagull Spirit, these seagull feathers, okay? They want me to bring this in for some reason. They literally want me to just bring the energy of the seagull feathers in. The seagull is connected to Aphrodite, to the divine feminine, to, by extension of that, the Venusians, okay? Seeing seagulls and seagull feathers, the shape of the seagulls, okay? They're even showing me angels as seagulls right now. Like angel guides. If you've been seeing seagulls, that connection to the Venusians definitely there. And what's really interesting about the seagull feather and these particular ones that I have here is that we have black and white, okay? The energy of black and white being very significant with regard to the integration of duality and understanding everything sits on a spectrum, and we're all essentially coming back to unity consciousness. So another way that this particular Venusian healing realm assists us is in integrating duality and integrating, essentially coming back to unity consciousness, because now they're just showing me source energy, the energy of source. Okay, going back to the conch shell, and they want me to bring in this last little bit here with these particular crystals in this color, these color rays and the energy coming off of these crystals. Okay, so one thing about the pink onyx that I find very palpable working with this is how much it connects us to our body and the intelligence of our body. But it's also connecting us to our heart, right? And that's why I'm bringing in the rose quartz as well. Now, rose quartz is one of the quintessential crystals that empaths can work with in order to almost create a blanket of energy over their heart space and their body. It acts almost like a heart shield, which I know is interesting and kind of maybe a little controversial. I don't know, whatever. Like in terms of this idea that, you know, we have some very conventional ideas around what rose quartz is and what it does. But what the Venusians are showing me here in this particular healing realm is the energy of the heart being its own form of protection in terms of the frequency of love that it can emit. And when we work with rose quartz and also pyrite by extension, because there's a transmutation of energy that can happen with these two crystals where one almost feeds off of another in like this loop. I'm actually seeing the lemniscate, like the figure 8 right now, okay? Kind of connected to this octahedron again, like I'm seeing it like this, okay? Where, and you know, the heart at the center there, the heart being at the center here, where we have an integration happening. They're working off of each other to balance the energy of what we would refer to as protection or shielding that we get from the pyrite, but also the alchemy of the golden ray, working with the energy of love to transmute through the energy of love. And this is an ongoing thing right now. I cannot summarize that now within the last few minutes of this video, all right? But I invite you to leave a comment down below if this is resonating or pinging for you, if any of this is resonating or pinging for you, okay? And also, moving forward, whether you would feel that this is something that would be of benefit to you to move into this healing realm, to do even some kind of guided meditation or astral travel through this particular realm, okay? Because they're bringing it back to, I don't want to lose my train of thought here, going back to this conch shell. So they're showing me the conch shell, interesting, just like the rose at the portal of the heart again. And the sacred geometry, the Fibonacci sequence, because they're showing me swirls now. 369, I want to come back to that too, because they did speak to that earlier. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Interesting, because they're connecting this to Nikola Tesla, and there's some kind of Venusian energy around that, which is totally new to me, but it's there, okay? There's something in these energies and frequencies that are inherently healing to the empath journey and the empath collective here on Mamaya, okay? I'm going to end it there. That's just a little sort of really brief general, introduction to what this Venusian healing realm is like. And also to the energy by way of that of the Venusians and the kind of healing that they are doing and that they are offering us at this time. They wanted to bring through this message and not get too into it, because simply there's something here, like they keep on saying to me, and this is just another message that's been coming up everywhere. It's like baby steps. Because right now, one of the things that has been confirmed, nudges have been coming up and messages have been coming up on this moving forward, is that with this eclipse energy that we have just moved through and this portal that we're moving through right now, with what is happening with the outer planets, the whole astrological aspects of what's going on right now, moving into the new year, into our new calendar year, into January and February, we're having to sow certain seeds of preparation right now energetically, and that is very important because big changes are coming. And I'm feeling that right now, especially to the empath collective and the empath journey here on Mamaya. That's something that I am 100 gazillion% invested in. And you can obviously tell that by the type of readings that come through on this channel. And the fact that this is even called the Libran key, So right now, I'm just going to end it on this note to sum up everything that I've been wanting to say with this. All these energies are working in a very methodical, we still are in, Virgo season. So part of it is this methodical, purifying, alchemizing way in order for us to move into Libra season. I'm recording this right before the equinox, right? The fall equinox here in North America. And as we move into the Libra equinox, essentially, where we are having to rebalance something energetically in order to move into a new way of being. We're having to make space for ourselves more energetically. And a lot of that involves purification, letting go, recalibration, right? For us to be able to move into this new phase that we're going to be moving into. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you to the beautiful Venusian angels for coming through for this message. Thank you to Commander Ashtar for being here as well with us. I thank you for sharing your time, your energy with us in this space. Thanking these beautiful crystal energies. Just going to bring those in one last little bit here, along with the seagull too. Okay. Bringing those energies in. These are also divine feminine energies, by the way. I forgot to mention that. If it wasn't obvious already, I'm sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation always.